Hi everyone, I am doing a video just to let you all know how my experience was after having a surprise. I think it's called a Salpingo Oophorectomy. My surgery was scheduled for January 4th, 2019, and how it became of that was what happened. November 2017, I went to my usual doctor appointment that I go to every year for my annual. And, you know, when they press your stomach and they kind of tell you is anything tender or whatnot. Well, my left side was kind of tender, so I did tell my gynecologist that it was sort of tender. So, she did tell me that the ultrasound tech just happened to be there that day, and if I'd like, I could have a transvaginal ultrasound done. So I said, yeah, no problem, that'll be great. So I went and had the ultrasound done, and a few days later, I was contacted, and they said that they did not see anything wrong on the left side, but they did find a fibroid on the right side. And I think it was like it was like 6 centimeters or whatnot. But, and they asked me if I was having any problems, blah, blah, blah. But no, I've been one of those people. I've always been kind of regular, not really, no cramping, no anything. So they said that, well, they'll just watch the fibroid and I can go from there, and we just won't do anything about the fibroid at this time. So November of 2018, I had my annual done again, and the doctor, you know, reviewed the notes and so forth, and she said, last year, the previous year, she said I had that, like a pain or was tender in my left side. Do I want to check it out again or check for the fibroid? And she said, because the ultrasound tech just so happened to be there again that day. And I was like, sure, why not? So I had another transvaginal ultrasound done, and a few days later they contacted me and told me that the fibroid was still there. It had not changed really. So that one was fine. However, they did find a cyst on my left ovary that was in the range of 10 centimeters. So they said that the doctor would want to do a consultation about removing it later on, and for me to, they'll schedule an appointment with me. So I'm like, okay, then no problem. So I scheduled an appointment with them, and I think it was sometime in December to do the consultation. But, and that was it. So I had some time from November into December to the consultation. I was calling my family, letting them know what happened, and that it was a small cyst on my left ovary, because I thought they had mentioned that it was 10 millimeters of a cyst. I didn't realize it was 10 centimeter cyst. So I was telling them, oh, it's just that little. I don't know why she would want to remove it. It's not causing any problems. I'm not sure. I said, it's nothing. It's nothing. So in December, I went to my doctor's appointment for the consultation regarding the cyst, and she was telling me that she did want to remove it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, but it's so small. She said, no, it's not small. I said, but it's 10, I think I said 10 millimeters. She said, no, it's 10 centimeters. She says like the size of a small baby's head. And I was like, what? It kind of just surprised me because I had no clue, and I was thinking it was going to be nothing. And I don't feel anything. I don't have any pain. I'm not having any problems down there. So it's just kind of odd that that I even had it. I was just like, wow. So she's like, we have to remove it because if it grew in a year time frame to that big after not being noticed in 2017 all the way to being 10 centimeters in 2018 November, it's progressing and it's growing, and we need to get it out. So I said, listen, do whatever you have to do. She says she's going to do a laparoscopic surgery and do 2 slits on each side, and go through my belly button with the camera and so forth, and do it that way. So I was like, listen, do whatever you have to do, just get it out. So that's what happened. It was just a cyst. It's a cyst on my left ovary is all I know that I was going to get removed. So she said they needed to schedule the surgery as soon as possible. But by that time, it was the holiday season at the end of 2018. And, you know, she was going on vacation or on leave, and everybody, was just a lot of stuff going on. And my holidays, I was leaving to Tampa. And so there's just no time to do a surgery prior to the end of 2018. So the soonest that they can get me in was January 4th, 2019. So that day came, and I went to the hospital. You know, of course, you can't eat or drink before midnight or after midnight the day before. They even had me buy a special soap to wash with like 3 days prior to surgery. I think it's called Hibiclens. It's kind of like the surgical soap, I guess, that they use in surgery before they go into surgery. But they wanted me to clean the area, my stomach area and so forth. Don't put it on my face or anything else. But like get in the shower, use my usual soap, and then go in and use that soap afterwards to cleanse the skin, and then, you know, dry off and use a new towel each time, and a new washcloth each time I showered. So I did that. And it's just that soap is to help protect against infections of the skin, I guess, for surgery. So I did that. Went to the hospital, got there at 8:45 a.m. Prior to getting to the hospital, like at the light turning into the hospital, I did get a call from the hospital saying that they wanted to know if I was already there, because the doctor was actually early. My surgery was scheduled for 10:45, but the doctor was actually early and wanted to go ahead and get me in there as soon as possible, get me into surgery. So I went through registration, did all of that, and was taken to the back area where I had to change out of my clothes, put on the socks that they provided, the hat, the cap that I had to wear during surgery, and the gown. Had to take off any jewelry I had, contacts, anything like that. Then I had to go through some pre-op questions because I was not able to do it prior to the surgery due to the holidays. So they got all of that done, and what happened next? The anesthesiologist came in. Well, the nurse gave me an IV, and then later the anesthesiologist came in, and I guess he administered the anesthesia, the local anesthesia. I think it was local or general anesthesia. And I wasn't wheeled into the surgery room. I remember going into the surgery room, being wheeled down the hallway. I hear the nurses talking to each other. Going into the surgery room, and then they kind of introduced me to everybody that was in there, and I said hi. I remember saying hello, and then that's the last thing I remember. I don't remember anything else other than waking up in my recovery room by myself. I think it was like 12:30. I remember going, ooh, and then the nurse said, she's awake. It's something about 12:30. And then I said, I've already had surgery? She said, yeah, you've been out in recovery for a while, waiting for you to wake up. And I was like, wow. It was like I went in and came right out. I don't remember anything. It was crazy. So then they called my husband to come in. I had to use a restroom. They had to help me go to the restroom because I was kind of like, then I kind of felt like weirdness, the pain, not as bad as I did when I got home, but I had to use the restroom. It was hard for me to get up, hard for me to get down, to sit. It was terrible. So they kind of waited a little bit, and they gave me some crackers and ginger ale to get down, and then they were ready to release me. So they had my husband pull around, and they put me in a wheelchair. Well, I had to change my clothes, of course, so I had to get back into the clothes I wore. And the clothes that you wear to the hospital, you want to wear comfortable clothes, things that are not going to be over your incisions and so forth, loose elastic clothing, especially on the waistline. So I put all that back on slowly, and I got in my wheelchair, and I was wheeled away to the door, and husband was there, and got in the truck and went home. Got home. I didn't go upstairs to the bedroom. I actually stayed downstairs where I am now. It's the living room area, family room. And I'm on a couch, that has two recliners and so forth. And this is where I've been for today's 13 days post-op. So each day got better and better. The first day, I did not get any medications filled. And so I just had the 800 milligram ibuprofen they gave me when I left the hospital. And as the day went on, the night went on, I was getting sore and sore. I could not move. I could not get up very well. Very, very uncomfortable. My mother came down from Kentucky that night. She didn't get in until like 2 a.m., but she stayed with me until, let's see, surgery was January 4th, and she stayed with me until Wednesday of this week, which is the, what is that, 16th? January 16th, when I'm actually was able to move around a lot more. Not only that, my poor doggy, he knows something's wrong, so he's been with me nonstop as well, because he knows something's not the same or unusual, so he knows that mommy's not feeling well, so he's been by my side nonstop. Let's see what happened. So the first night was kind of bad. I was just very uncomfortable. I don't remember eating too much or anything. If I did, I think it was like some more crackers or a toast. I wasn't really bleeding, just a little bit, I guess, but it wasn't anything. The next day, still the same. I had a hard time getting up, and I tried to eat a little bit more. I was eating. It's not like it didn't make me not want to eat, but so I ate a little bit more. I had water. I was just very uncomfortable because of that when in surgery they put carbon dioxide in your stomach cavity so that it lifts everything up, so they have room to do what they have to do in there. And that carbon dioxide, that CO2, was probably the most horriblest thing ever, because my stomach was just bloated. It was so bloated, and there's so much gas in you, and it's trapped in you. So it just really was very uncomfortable, and you had to try to release it somehow, some way, if you know what I mean. And the nurse did say that the gas will rise, and it will get into your shoulders, and it kind of felt like, what is that called? Tendonitis or something, or but it gets into your bones, and it's achy, and it felt terrible. And then I had to stretch and do all types of things and try to get that air out. I'm telling you guys, the CO2 was the most uncomfortable thing of it all. The gas was in me for a good 3 days, 3.5 days of just like being bloated and bloated, where you guys know the feeling of being bloated, I'm sure. It's just to the extreme. And it's so hard to get out. I don't think I had a bowel movement until, let's see, my surgery was January 4th on a Friday. I think my first bowel movement was Sunday night or Monday night, or Monday. And I felt so much better after that. You can just tell that it's relieving. And the thing is, after you have this surgery, things have to go back to normal. It's like kind of like your body goes into a shock down there, and your intestines have to go back to normal, and all of your I guess your gastrointestinal tract, everything has to go back to normal. So it takes a while for it to get back to where it needs to be. But that was very uncomfortable. I did start bleeding heavily on, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, probably on Sunday night, Monday night, and then Tuesday it got better, and Wednesday it was nothing, and after that, and then nothing else after that. So my follow-up appointment was, also you can't laugh, you can't cough, you can't sneeze without being like feeling like you're being ripped open. I don't think I sneezed until my first time was like maybe day 10 after pre-op, and it felt so much better because I was just a little like I couldn't cough. It was like, and when you do that, it just hurts so bad. Like I try to avoid coughing, sneezing. I was like, please don't cough, please don't sneeze, because if you could imagine, you can't breathe in real hard. It's so painful. It just feels like you're ripping your stitches or whatever they did, your incision. because of the muscle area is just so sore, and stomach area is terrible. So what else happened? Okay, my follow-up appointment was this past Tuesday on the 15th of January. I think it was 15th, right? Yeah, 15th of January. It's a Tuesday. So I went in. My mother went with me. I went in, and the doctor was there, and she shared with me what happened during surgery. Now, a lot of stuff happened that I didn't even know about. During surgery, they did remove the cyst in my left ovary. Perfectly fine. She decided to go ahead while she was in me and check my right fibroid that I had on my right side. You know, she wasn't going to mess with it during this surgery because it hadn't been bothering me, but she just decided out of the blue, let me just check it. So she went to my fibroid on the right side, and it looked fine, but she lifted it up. And when she lifted it up, she noticed a tumor on the back side of it, and it was connected. It was in my ovary. It had just taken over my ovary. She got a needle, as far as I know, and she tried to, see if it was hard, and it wouldn't even penetrate it. I think she used her little scalpel, and it really did. I mean, as far as I know, they said this tumor was like rock hard. So at that point, she had to leave surgery, she said, and she called my husband and let him know what she found. And I didn't know. I really didn't know what happened after that point. My husband told me after surgery that they removed my cyst on my left and that they removed the fibroid on my right side. And that's all I knew. But found out during my follow-up appointment that they had to remove both ovaries, both fallopian tubes. They removed the cyst, and they had to remove that tumor. And I think they removed that fibroid too. So, they left the uterus and the cervix and all that good stuff. So what I ended up having was the Salpingo Oophorectomy. I think it's called a bilateral when you have both sides, everything removed, both sides instead of singular. But yeah, that was a shock. So the next step was getting that tumor tested in some way. So the strains that, I guess under the microscope, there's certain strains they can kind of see of the genetics of the tumor. Well, it was a carcinoma tumor, and there were 3 strains that they found of it, and the strains of the tumor showed that this is usually a tumor that originates in the gastrointestinal tract. So, and that it's very rare. I think it was a very rare tumor that it was even there. So they said after the surgery, they had to have an interdepartmental consultation. I don't think they've ever seen one like this. So they were really intrigued by it. But because it usually originates in the gastrointestinal tract, they said I need to go see a gynecological oncologist. I don't know if they're the ones that are going to rule out if it's anywhere else in my body. But so she gave me 2 doctors that she's familiar with that she referred me out to, and she wanted me to schedule an appointment with them. But while I was at her office, she said, no, let me go ahead and have someone here call to see which one of these surgeons or oncologists are available as soon as possible. So they called. The one doctor, Dr. Jeffrey Hines, was available for Wednesday, the 23rd? Yeah, 23rd, for an appointment. So I go to Atlanta to his office on Wednesday of next week to see what's going to happen next regarding that tumor and anything else. So I'm not worried. Just want them to do what they have to do. I don't know if it's cancerous or not. But I'm good. Each day I've gotten better. There's days where I can get up and walk around. I just noticed that when I do sit up for a long time, it's fine, but then after a while my left side starts to burn, like a burning sense. It feels like it's in my kidney area. It's like a burning all the way down my side and the back side. And then I get real stiff, like my back is hurting right now. My back is very achy. But she wasn't very happy. I wasn't taking my painkillers like I should have. She said, that's why. She said, you have to get rid of the pain so you can loosen up more. And that's probably why my back is hurting and everything. So she told me to take my 800 milligram ibuprofen, like 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, then late at night take my Laratab, my narcotic, my hydrocodone, and take half of it, because I don't like taking medications. That's probably the reason why I'm still achy, because I just feel like I don't want all that in my system all the time. But I guess that's the only way of getting myself where I'm good and able to move around. So I'm trying. What else? I've been driving my son to school for 4 days. And it's right around the corner. It's really like 2 miles away, but I've been able to do that, without any problems. Not driving while I'm on any type of narcotic. And actually, I haven't taken my narcotic like I should. I've just been taking my ibuprofen. So I don't know. We'll see about that. What else? But yeah, I'm good. Once I found out that they took out my ovaries, that explained a lot, because I started having hot flashes like crazy. And I didn't know they took out my ovaries until I had my follow-up. And I was wondering why I was just like fainting in the middle of the night. I was burning up. I would look at my mom like, she looked kind of cold. She was bundled up, and here I was just like sweating to death. And so I have to keep a fan near me at night that I just fan myself until I kind of cool off. So yeah, I'm in full-blown menopause now. And yeah, I'm okay with that. So it's not like I was going to have any more children. Today, I actually went to my hairstylist and got my hair done. I know it doesn't look like it right now. It's kind of weird in the front, but it's fine. Usually when I go to my hairstylist, I always end up doing it the way I want to do it later on. But I let her do what she wanted to do to the front of it. And, it is what it is. It's all right. But I need a little bit more balance, you should say. So I'm not looking my best or anything, but I just wanted to come on here and kind of let you guys know my experience with my Salpingo Oophorectomy. But anyway, also when I went to my follow-up appointment, she did give me my pictures of everything, and she gave me all the reports. I'm looking in my little notebook now, of what happened and all the surgical reports. So I thought that was good. I have to take all of these to the doctor on Wednesday when I go see the oncologist. And she had to actually give him a call. She has to call him prior to my appointment to really let him know what happened and what type of tumor they found, and go from there. I don't know if you guys want to see my pictures, but I will definitely. I think I have them here. Let me see if it's hard. If you don't know what you're looking at, it's kind of hard to see what it is. But let me see if I can. Well, let me turn my camera around. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. No, I don't think it will. So let me see if I can just show you what I can while I can. Oh, something's in my eye. I'm so sorry. All of a sudden. Excuse me for a second. Oh, I think I got a hair in my eye. Oh my gosh. Bad timing, huh? But, okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it's hard for me to see what I'm showing you because I can't turn my camera around. Okay, right there. This is the cyst that was on my left ovary. And so, yeah, that's the cyst on my left ovary. Okay. This right here, I believe, oh, it looks, everybody keeps saying it looks like a little, you know what, a little penis. But that right there, I don't know if you can see it. That right there is the fibroid I had on my right ovary. And what happened was she lifted it up. I don't know if you can tell. She lifted it up right there, and that's where the tumor was. I guess that white gray matter that you see. And then she was like, oh my gosh, she had to get that removed. So yeah, that's when she lifted up the fibroid and saw the tumor. So yeah. Next, I think this is just the pictures of everything after everything's been removed. I believe. I hope you can see it. I'm sorry. yeah, so that's it. And I'm still trying to see if I have a hair in my eye. Guess I'm okay. So yeah, that was it. If anybody has any questions about what happened or how I'm feeling, please feel free to comment. I don't mind. And I'm here for you if you need me. And we'll go from here. So I guess I'll do another video once I go to the oncologist to let you guys know what he says about the tumor and about any other, hope there's not any more tumors anywhere else, but I'll let you guys know. So I go back to work on Monday, January 21st, and I'm hoping all my aches go away because I just can't see myself sitting there at my desk just aching. And then I know I have to get up at times to go see people in the lobby and people that come into the building, and that's going to be kind of hard because I know hopefully I'm not going to be bent over trying to get up. So a little bit. It just feels like I'm kind of like heavy on the bottom at times. Sometimes I'm fine, but after a while and during the day, you'll notice that late at night, I guess your body gets tired and you'll start getting achy again. And that fullness on my left side in my lower than my abdomen area, it just like you can't walk straight until you kind of get that loosened out. And you know, it is crazy. This is my first time ever being cut, so hope it's my last. I do. So everybody have a good day. Again, if you have any comments or questions or anything, or can maybe give me some insight on anything else or on your situation, let me know, and I'll get back with you. Thank you. Bye.